health stuff out of the way early here? Like, how are Makyra and Gretchen, and do you think they'll be available tomorrow?
Yeah, they're not going to be available tomorrow. So we'll go with the same as last game.
How do you, I guess we'll start with, like, what do you think you learned about your team over the first non-conference portion of this schedule?
There's a lot. I think one thing, just, when you speak of injuries, I think I've learned that we've shown a great deal of being able to be resilient and really being able to just take one day at a time and keep the main thing. And that's hard when you got a lot of different things going on. So I'm really proud of that maturity with this group. It's been about, okay, who's ready, who's available, and then it's next woman up, and we're going to come out and we're going to compete, and we're playing to win every single possession. So I just think that maturity level to them, and I'm also, I think I've said this before, I've learned that we were way more consistent defensively this year, which I think has been I think we can hang our hat on. We're going to need, obviously, going into Big Ten play as competition rises. So I think those are probably two of the biggest things I've learned about them.
When you're trying to get a true gauge of your team on the court, how do you do that when you've had players out or in different roles? Like, how as a coaching staff do you feel like you can get the best evaluation of that?
Yeah, that's, it's challenging at times, obviously, because you go with the group, the people you have available, and then you kind of see where you're at with that, and then that can change. It changes the next game, and now you have a certain other, and then we got people back. So it's just about, you got to adapt. That's the name of, life, really. It's the name of basketball and any sport. So we do what we do. We have our main, our system, and then it's more the players and, how can we utilize them the best? How are we going to match up? I mean, those are the more technical things that go into it.
What's opened up for your offense with Barry available now and doing what she's doing?
Yeah, just another person that can stretch the floor, and I think that's when you have Gretchen or Makyra off the floor, you got to play them, and you got to stretch out, and when we weren't hitting shots, now everything just gets more compact, and now they're able to take away our driving lanes and some of that stuff, just they muck it up a little bit more. So now, Barry being able to come out and hit those threes the other night, that was a huge advantage for us. So she's shooting the ball at a pretty high level and still getting back into, again, she's only played 3 college games, so she's still kind of getting the groove of everything, but she's really helped us offensively.
When we got Bryn today, she said she was confident if you ever need her at the 5. I know you haven't gone to that in a game, but you're about to see Big Ten play,
Yes.
and God forbid anything happens to KB, or you just don't want to play her 40 minutes in a Big Ten game.
No.
How do you feel about that, using that option?
I feel really confident, and we do it in practice, and with how Bryn's defending, I mean, I think that's, Bryn's greatest strength is her knowledge, her ability to defend and know our system, rebound. She's rebounding at a high level, so I feel 100% confident putting her at the 5, and I'm going to have to do that a little bit more. We haven't done it as much in non-conference. We did it in Italy. We cross-matched a little bit where Bryn would guard the 5 but play the 4, and then KB would guard. So just some different things that we're going to need to look at and figure out when you're going up against Big Ten 5 players with true size.
Dal kind of talked about just maybe bringing a consistent energy level. What have you maybe seen that grow for her, maybe that process of her kind of not, realizing that?
I just think the consistency level. I think you saw in the first 2 years, at least, that when I was here, first 2 years, I know and knew what she could give, and in games, if she made a mistake or got down on herself, it kind of, it'd be a little bit harder to get her out of that. Now her responses are a lot better, and she really doesn't get down on herself as much. So that's a testament to her and her work on her mindset and all those things, because physically you see what she can do. The only thing that will get in her way is your mind. So that's what I've been most proud of, is her growth as a leader, her growth as the consistency and how she goes out and plays the game, and not letting a mistake affect multiple plays.
You've been around Bryn for 4 years. Would you say kind of the similar things to her about her too? Just her confidence level doesn't seem to be dictated by a box score anymore.
No, and I think the biggest thing with Bryn is her confidence level right now. She's still, I know she wants to, I don't know if she's completely happy with her shot right now, because she
said she wasn't.
Exactly. So there you go. Which I love. Like, she's no one's harder on herself than Bryn. She's very self-aware, and she expects a high level from her. But again, her shots they'll fall. I don't talk to her about that stuff. I just talk to her about continuing to defend and to rebound and to do all the little things on the floor that she does for us. And I do believe that she's able to respond quicker too. Where last year she lost some confidence. It was really hard for her to get it back. I just love where she's at mentally right now.
Can you speak about Brandon, just maybe as the team in general, just the buy-in defensively, maybe when the offense isn't coming along, just still focus on the defense like they have?
I think that it comes with maturity, experience, and they've also seen the success of it, right? They've seen that we've been able to win games without shooting the ball well, even just because of our defense, and that we're finding ways to manufacture points. So the buy-in is the biggest thing, and then I think just seeing success with that helps in that buy-in.
Sure.
What's notable about Southern?
Yeah, it's another team that first off, their schedule. They're the third toughest schedule. I mean, their schedule. I looked at them like that's crazy. So they've played high-level teams, every team. So they're not going to back down. They're coming in here. They played Texas, they played Washington, they played DePaul the other night. I couldn't even believe when I looked at it. So they're athletic. They run really good stuff. They're disciplined in what they're running, and then they're going to really get up and pressure us. And that's where something, it's better when teams don't pressure you and you can just come up and run offense fluidly. But so we got to be able to handle the ball and really be strong with it.
And then between tomorrow and the next game is 8 days or whatever. So how does that work for off time?
Yeah.
Kids going home for holidays and that.
Yeah, after tomorrow's game, they'll have off until we'll bring them back Christmas night because we played the 28th this year. It's the earliest we've played. So we'll go the 26th and the 27th of practice. Maybe even go 2 a day on to 26. Just review stuff, get them up and down, and then we're into Big Ten play.
Just out of curiosity, when kids go home, do you hope hey, this is a break, be off your feet, or is it like go find a gym and stay sharp?
There's I think a good mixture. You need a break. You need a mental and a physical break because it's a grind, and that's our staff and our players. I need them to be in a good headspace, but you also can't take 5 days completely off, or we'll be out of shape and then eat whatever you want, and we'll be out of shape come Oregon. So they'll have a plan. They'll have a strength and conditioning plan. They'll have a plan with Autumn in terms of recovery and rehab stuff, and in a basketball plan as well. So a good mixture in there.
Mm-hmm.
What stood out about Barry's process while she was out to come back and she affected shooting to still shoot like this? What did you see from her during that?
Really, the great thing about her, she never gets too high or too low. She just goes about her business. We came up, I know I've said this before, we were really going to, at the start of the season, kind of just narrow her in at the 4 to not overwhelm her, really get comfortable with that. But then we're like, well, we have all this time. How are we going to utilize 3 weeks off? So she started really studying the game. She was in with Coach M all the time, drawing up the plays at the 3 and the 4 spot, watching film, doing everything she could do physically, working on her left hand. She was working on her handle a lot with her left hand. So she stayed, even when she couldn't be on the floor, she was on the sideline when we were going up and down. She's running sprints up and down on the sideline. That's how you stay ready instead of getting yourself out of shape, not keeping your mind fresh. She just did everything that she needed to do. And now when she's back, now she's playing the 3 and the 4. The other night she played more of the 3 for us.